We've always done it this way. How many times have you heard someone say, we've always done it this way? Businesses and individuals can get really stuck in the rut of doing things the same way they've always done them and never considering changing it. So we can get really comfortable with a particular way of doing something, whether it's a procedure at work or a routine at home. And over time, those procedures and routines become habits. So again, we don't even think about it, we just do it. We've always done it a particular way. It's the habit. And that's fine when those things work for us and they make us more efficient and more productive. But the problem arises when those habitual procedures slow us down and no one ever questions why we do it the way we do it, and no one ever considers changing it. Leaders look at this and think of these things differently. When they hear somebody say, but we've always done it that way, they really stop and they question why. Why has something always been done a particular way? And they look at the actions they could take to change that procedure or routine or the habit if the why isn't compelling. So processes that loop back on themselves are really good examples of inefficient practices. Lots of bureaucratic red tape. They create this almost corkscrew process of you start here and you do this and you keep stepping back on yourself and you slowly progress forward, but you do it with multiple loops in it. Well, leaders look to remove some of those loops from the process, and so that they can make things more efficient and they can get things more streamlined. Well, the times we're living in right now with this COVID-13 and coronavirus and being asked to do things a completely different way is a really good time, a really good opportunity for you to consider changing something that you've always done a particular way to doing something new. And you can do this with your work procedures. You can do it with the things you do at home. But it's something I'm asking you to consider doing. I'm asking you to consider looking at changing processes and procedures so that they are something new and different for you. And so that maybe you can be more proficient and more productive. So, just the very act of being asked to work from home. If you're fortunate to still have a job, and you've been asked to shift from working at your office to shifting from home, you're going to have to do things a little differently, right? You can't do everything the same way you've always done it just because you're not in the same environment. That right there creates a shift. And how you choose to navigate that shift can make or break your work performance when you're working from home in this new environment. You also are going to have probably more distractions, because while you may have thought your coworkers were really distracting and disruptive, now you're working at home with your partner and your children, and distractions and disruptions have probably increased exponentially. And maybe not. Maybe you've got a great setup at home. But this is something that's going to cause you to have to shift how you do things as well. So these coronavirus times, these quarantine times, I'm just taken to calling them, are really an excellent opportunity for you to lead by example, for you to look at processes and procedures that have always been in place, that everybody's just always done it that way at the office or again at home. And for you to be the leader who says, well, wait a minute. How about if we try it this way? Or why would we still kind of do it that way when that's not really possible now? What opportunities do we have to shift things and make things work a little bit differently? And there's potential to find, again, more productivity and more efficiency within all that. So I've said it before in prior videos, I do believe that we are all born to be leaders, but I also believe that we're not all trained or raised to be leaders. This is a time for you to learn how to do that. This is a time for you to take those things that have always been done a particular way and consider how you might be the person who could implement and affect change. So thus lead by example and create some really great, potentially even cosmic shifts in how you do business. So if that's something you're interested in, if it's something that you feel you could use some support around, drop a comment below, fire off a flare, get in touch in some way, shape, or form, and we'll schedule a virtual coffee via video like this. And we'll get to know each other, we'll chat, we'll catch up. I'll ask you some questions, you'll tell me what's going on with you, you'll tell me where you need some help, and we'll see if there's a way that I can help you to become the leader that you were born to be. Let's take you from, we've always done it this way, to, hey, let's try something new and see how we can make this work better. and we will have that conversation and see where you can go from it. So if you're interested, like I said, drop me a comment, and if you're good, that's great too. Happy to hear it. But anyway, whatever you need, get in touch. Now's the time for us to stay connected. Now's the time to do things differently, and I'd love to be part of that and to help you do that for yourself. Okay. And in the meantime, hey, drop a note. What do you think of my new office setup? New thing here. I'm doing this on my computer now, my PC. I finally have a way to do it. Finally, a place that looks good behind me with good visual behind me. And so anyway, drop me a comment if nothing else. Tell me what you think of my office. All right. In the meantime, take care. Have a fabulous day. Please stay safe and healthy. And we'll talk again next week. Bye bye.